Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, we hadn't done one of these videos in this series for, well, since before Christmas. We were just really busy with that USACC group build, and I had to set a few things aside just to concentrate on that, and now some other things but I need to continue looking at all this stuff. And for anybody who hasn't seen any of the previous videos in this series, we're just going through all my builders, which I've got all the cars for restoration, taking a quick closer look at them, and on some of them I'm just deciding I'm going to let go of them, but not say that I don't know what's happening with any of these in each video as I'm doing them. That's just for me to decide in time, but I thought we'd just jump back on this, and I've started going through them again now, and like I say, I'd like to do a video for each run of ones I'm looking at. So this is going to be another one which is pretty much all Mopar, Chrysler, Plymouth, that kind of thing. So there should be some nice things. We've got some nice box arts to look at as well, so I'll get through them as quick as we can. Try and keep this video as short as possible. I have no idea. Probably go on for over half an hour, up to an hour, who knows. But it's worth watching it all, because we will be looking at some nice old stuff. So without further ado, or dragging it out, first one I've got up on the table is this old 1956 Plymouth Fury Joanne promo. Looks like, I don't know if this is factory paint or somebody's done it. I know a lot of these were done in two-tone, but I think whoever's had it at some point has done painted the trim silver, and done some kind of chrome foil on it. It's more like chrome tape, but I've bought and sold a lot of these. I think I've sold 4 taxis in the last 12 months, just come in, and I've always liked to keep one, and I've kept this one for myself. I've always thought we could add a bit more detail into it at some point, but it's just a really pretty car is this one, and I may be tempted to turn this into a 2-door. I'm not too sure. Anything I've got what's 4-door, I change into 2-doors, and everything I've got which is 2-door, I want to change into a 4-door. So, but I don't know with this one. I mean, it's just at the moment it's doing no harm. It's just a really nice condition old promo. Nice tyres, undersides being painted. So I'm probably assuming this is actually been painted. I can't really tell, to be quite honest, but yeah, I think this one's probably been painted, but that's just a really nice one. And like I say, I've always tried to keep one for myself, no matter how many come through the door. I'll always try and keep that one, and if I find one which is slightly rougher but with good chrome, this will probably go. But until that point, I think that one's gonna stay where it is. And like I say, in these videos, I've got so much stuff, is that we're gonna see newer stuff with the older stuff. Not everything's old. The further we get down the hallway where I have all these stacks up on shelves, there's a lot of newer stuff and more common stuff in there. And whether I think it's worthwhile doing videos, if we just get to the point where we're just looking at that stuff, then I don't know. But we've got plenty to look at before we get to that stage. But this is an example of a newer one. AMT's Chrysler 300. Is it a 57? I think this one. Got all the bumpers and what have you. And I wouldn't say this is a nicely built kit. Well, it's not. It's clean, and that's the reason I've kept it. And if I ever get an unbuilt kit of these, they're just instant eBay fodder, to be quite honest, and hence why I've kept this little ropey rough one. I've got another body, but I've just bought a kit which I can make a complete kit out of something else I bought recently, and I really wouldn't mind doing a custom on this one. Nice paid paint job. I'll have to eventually get me airbrush out if I ever want to do this one, because this will have a nice fade on it, I think. Just a period custom really, but I really like the rear end on this car. Yeah, one of my favourite rear ends on a late 50s Mopar is this one, but you know, like I say, it's a very clean build up. It's not a glue bomb. I think it's just been brush painted. That's the only reason why I said that, you know, it's not great. But whatever paint's on it makes no ends to me anyway, because it'll all get stripped, and that stripper I showed last week leads straight through this enamel like. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we've got too many like this. We got one more, or maybe a couple more, which will work in with it. But yeah, things like that, that's the reason why I keep builders of them. Just because, like I say, if I ever get an unbuilt one, they're straight onto eBay. So I'll quickly show you this. I mean, this is the one we stripped last. This is that old honky resin body that which we stripped last week, with about 8 coat layers of paint on it. Managed to get it fully stripped after an hour and a half of repeat dipping and brushing over with that paint stripper. That's definitely not going to stay. I'll either clean it up and try and sell it with something else, or I'll just sell it as it is, depending on how much time I want to invest in that. When to say the return on it's going to be pretty much nothing. But yeah, we did that. If you haven't seen that other video, you know, we did a full video on stripping paint last week with the products we have here in the UK, but it's a water-based products, and I'm sure if it's not available in the US, then you know, you can just sort of search for similar water-based products. I'm sure they'll do the same. But this is another example of kits that just get to eBay fodder if I ever have a brand new one. Now I do have a brand new one of these, and that's because my brother gave me one not so long ago in a bunch of kits he gifted me. So I'll always have one to build as stock, and this is going to be and I want to keep this one as well, because I want to do something very similar to the 57 Chrysler with this 58 Plymouth. I saw a really nice one on Facebook pages over the years, like, and he'd done a really nice fade job on it, and one of the nicest looking 58 Plymouth models I've ever seen, like. So we'll do something similar with that, like. But they do actually sit well, these. I know a lot of new kits, I don't really like the way they sit, but I think both the Chrysler and this one, they did a good job of sort of ride heights on them. Still a little bit high, like, but probably correct in all fairness. But yeah, this is just a really nice clean one, and it owes me nothing. Like, what I'll do is I'll usually buy things like this in lots, sell off what I don't want, or get my money back, make some money on them, pay the bills, and then if there's one or two left over, then you know, that's what I end up with. Something just nice, because I ain't too fussed, you know. I don't mind stripping stuff, and if it saves me money, like, and it saves me keeping kits on the shelf, which I can really easily sell. You know, it saves space, and it also kind of at least keeps one in the collection, I suppose, to work on. Never got something a little bit different here. This is the MPC 1965 Dodge Monaco. Got the light bar in a bag and the engine in a bag. I'm just not dragging bits out all over the table for this video, like. So, but this is it's one of them kits again in the UK that you don't see many rare old kits come up often, but certain ones like this, if you're ever going to see an old kit, it'll be one of these. In fact, I think 6 months ago or so, I think there was 3 on eBay in the space of 2 weeks, and to be quite honest with you, I didn't buy any of them. I just sort of, because I've had so many of these things in the past and I've sold so many, I just want to keep on. And in all fairness, prices they went for, they were ranging from 20 to 35 quid, you know, they weren't going for a lot of money, but they always suffer with this mould. Always suffers with big sink marks on the front fenders and a few other bits here and there, but it's moulded in this gold colour. But yeah, the sink marks go right through the trim line on this. If you're thinking of building a factory stock one, you're either going to be sort of making your own trim up on the side, or you're just going to have to, well, I don't think there's any other, or you're just going to have to leave it with them big delves in, which I think is caused by the firewall, by the core support and what have you. And like I say, I've got the engine for this one. This is essentially a complete kit, but I did have a 66 years ago, and I sold that. That was one of the ones I really didn't want to sell. But you just hit a time where you need to pay bills, and in all fairness, if I sold it on eBay, and in all fairness, if I hadn't sold it, it'd still be in the same condition as this. I don't think I ever would have built it. So at least somebody got their enjoyment out of it, and I've still got this whole thing, and I just don't know what to do. They aren't that inspiring, I don't think, them things. I think, I don't really know what to do, and that's why things like this probably remain unbuilt for a while, just because I just can't think what to do with them. And then one day I'll get an idea, or I'll see something online which will give me an idea. But yeah, this is an AMT, very, very ropey 65 Coronet, is it? I think this was the one which had the Ram Chargers style box. Really rare kit, to be quite fair. But Polar Lights at round 2, whoever owns that mould, they bought out one in recent years, and more of a sort of snap kit. I've never actually ever bought one of them, to be quite honest. I don't know why, because they're quite a nice kit, but yeah, this one's got a lot of problems. All the rear arches have been hogged out, big crack down there. I mean, nothing that ain't repairable, and it's nothing I'd sell, because I know I'd be able to rework them fenders. But yeah, they're just taking far too much out of it. I don't know what they've used. Probably let a rat gnaw at it for half an hour or something, rather than use a cutting knife. But yeah, I always kept this hold of this one. Again, like all of these things, like I said before, they pretty much owe me nothing now. I mean, I've put my investment into them, to lots over the years, just sold them off, and I just end up keeping the ropey old ones, which I don't think anybody else would be really interested in. And in today's market, that's something like that would fetch absolutely nothing on eBay at the moment. But so yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do with this one in one day. I don't think I'd ever try and restore its stock. I mean, with that round 2 Polar Lights, or like I say, whatever one that is, no need to restore that stock now. So it'll probably be, we'll work them fenders, we get a better radius on them, sort out all this crack here before the rear end snaps off altogether. But yeah, that, like I say, that was a pretty rare old kit, was that. I think you don't see too many of them come available, in all fairness. But we'll go on to something a little bit different. We'll go on to got a few of the Revell 62s. 62 years. I'll just get a bit more room up there so we can start stacking them up a little bit more. But we got, well, this one's actually, let's start on the AMT version. We got the AMT 62 Valiant. should have really sorted. Because I've got a few boxes to show as well, like, so. Yeah, I think I do. Yeah. Sorry, I just completely drifted off there looking at what I've got scattered around me at the minute. But yeah, this is the AMT 62 Valiant, and as you'll see when we look at the Revell, I mean, the Revell version's not actually a bad one, to be quite fair, but for years and years I hated this body style, I hated this in the Lancer. But I'm thinking in my older years, and I think they lend themselves really well to customs with these, with the way the fenders and whatever, all this kind of stuff, you know. It's very indicative of what people do on the custom cars of the period, you know, recessing the fenders in. And I think all of that, I don't think I'll ever build one of these stock, to be quite fair. I think that I'd always try and make something custom out of them. I mean, roofs, I think it's the roof, it just doesn't, they just, it's out of proportion, like, and yeah, I've got the Revell version as well. I mean, this is a 4-door, and saying I wouldn't build one stock, you know, I'd be hard pushed to maybe build this one custom. But this is, I mean, I'm not saying these Revell I mean, I think the 62 Plymouth really put me off the Revell versions, just because I just didn't think it was as nice a body. But in all fairness, you know, I think both of these bodies are quite nice on these ones. I don't know what I'd really do with this, with it being a Ford. I think I'd like to do like a police car or something, but I don't know. It's just I don't think you saw many Valiant police cars, if there were any at all, to be quite honest with you. So, but this is I mean, it's really nice. This is another example of, is it too nice to even bother doing anything with? Would somebody enjoy this one more? And yeah, this one, they come with little 6 cylinders. I don't really want to pull that hood off too much. In fact, I think I'm nearly already ruined it already. But yeah, I'm not going to play with that one anymore. But you know, the AMT version, that was a complete flat chassis, so to speak, or very curbside compared to Revell one, where at least did get an opening hood. And like I say, obviously there's going to be differences between Revell and AMT. I always think the AMT ones are just a little bit softer looking, bit more accurate to car was AMT, like on I always thought. But again, I really like the Revell ones now as well, and yeah, not too sure what to do with them, to be quite honest. Like I say, I'd never really liked the roof lines on them. If I was to build one, I'd probably have to slope this rear section of the roof down, cut it down there, slope it down, give it a bit of a roof chop. I probably would slant the fenders, slant the front pillars on something like this, because very upright, and I'd probably want to make some kind of coupe out of it, and I think that would be me idea on something like that. We'd have to address that roof. I mean, it's very, very high, isn't it? But yeah, there are a couple of nice ones. What have I got? One of the, yeah, I've got an original, and we've got a few of these flat boxes for the 62s, and yeah, this is the one saying this. Yeah, it's this is like a builder, pretty new, and I was pretty lazy. I just couldn't be bothered stripping the paint off some of these. I think I'll probably go back and strip some of these, and but yeah, we've got a nice builder in there as well. So that again, kind of, you're up in the air with something like that. For me, anyway, with what I keep and what I don't, because do I keep that one and and eventually you get rid of one of these. But you know, I do quite kind of like my old box art as well. Like, and this is probably one of the better shaped boxes I've got. I think they pretty much took the picture straight from Chrysler advertising, and really pretty car it looks on there, and you probably would want to build stock one when you start looking at that picture a bit more, like. But yeah, we've probably got a few more of these. I'll see what else we've got. Oh yeah, we've got the Lancer as well. Another car I absolutely hated to look at. I hated the front end on this thing in my younger years, and again, it's got a similar roof, and but as I'm growing old, I didn't like the grille. I thought it was a little bit, reminds me of the 61 Oldsmobile, that F85, and I wasn't too keen on front end of that thing either, to be quite honest with you. But you know, this comes with nice 6-cylinder again. Again, another really clean build up. This one's just been brush painted, but not a glue bomb in what. I mean, I don't have many glue bombs at all, to be quite honest with you, unless they're really rare and there's, you know I'll never get another one. Glue bombs just generally just get thrown into a lot, or just don't buy them in the first place. You know, I don't want to waste my money on buying a collection of kits which have been really roughly put together, because I know I'm just going to lose my ass on them, like. Or yeah, so but yeah, that's another nice one. Another one which I've got a box for. In fact, this is one which I've bought pretty recently. The box is in rougher shape, like. It looks like it's got been somewhere not very nice before, and black mold set in a little bit, but I think it's probably old enough for me not to worry about. And again, it's not one I've sorted through yet. Like, yeah, this is how stuff generally comes to me. You know, a box of bits, and it's not bad. Like, it looks like it's been again painted with emulsion or something, this bugger, but a very restorable kit is this. And like I say, I'll start off with them like that, and then once I've sort of processed them, so to speak, I'll sort all the parts out, put chrome in different bags and what have you, and glass in different bags. And like I say, I was probably feeling a bit lazy with a couple of these ones at a time, and thinking I'll always go back to it and strip the bodies on them. But you know, I probably had that 5, 6, 7, 8 years now, and still not got back to it since I originally packed it. And but yeah, like I say, another one where we've got a second kit, and I can't imagine me building 2 of these. Like, so I don't know. Like I say, it's all up in the air right now. I've got plenty of other stuff to sell at the moment, but I just make note of what, if the time comes, and what I can let go of. And we do have like the other couple. I mean, I've got the Imperial as well, but I've not. I think with the amount of Imperials I've got, we'll probably end up doing a separate video for Imperials, rather than try and work them into other bits here and there, like. But you know, this is that Dodge I bought not so long ago. Still haven't done anything with it. I've only just started going through these old kits now, and for the last 4 days, all I've done is picture kits, like sitting in front of my table on my workspace where I image all this stuff, and 8 hours a day pretty much imaging new stock and getting them ready for sale. But you know, we looked at this one in more detail. This is one where it started some custom work, which I really want to finish off on. This one, that's a definite keeper, is that one, like. And 4-door as well. And I'll just briefly go through these, because you yeah, this is another one of the boxed Plymouths. I think we showed one of the Plymouths in a different video, the 62s, because I had a lot of Joanne 62s, and I thought I'd show comparison between the Revell and Joanne, one with that. And yeah, they have a very squinty look on the front ends of these, but really, again, really nice box art taken straight from Chrysler advertising. And this is another one in good shape, like, but exactly the same as that. Is it the Valiant? Yeah, maybe the Valiant we'd looked at. Exactly the same thing. In fact, I think I bought these both from the same chap. And they're pretty much just painted bodies. I think the rest of them are in painted bodies, and the chassis are being painted black. Really clean builders there. Just brush painted, that's all. And I think the reason why they've stayed so long is because I've never had a reliable paint stripper. Or one which I really trust, and it's only since I've started this channel and started using that stuff which I just bought before lockdown, that I'm a bit more confident in getting these things done and getting them done quickly, rather than leaving them for 3 or 4 weeks in a tub of whatever, like. But yeah, I mean, but yeah, this one's pretty much like, this is what most of them are like, it's just chrome, most of chrome's on trees still, and I do want to try and pat these half decent, because what will happen is, because I am quite OCD on the way I store my kits, and I've said before I will do a video on my process, like on how I get through these and how I sort them all out, but again, that never just got round to it. And the ones which I thought I'd show, I've really needed to crack on and start sorting through, so God, that's going to annoy tits out of me, is that, like, so I'm going to sort that one out after this video. Yeah, already stressing me out is all that rubbish in there. This is quite a nice one. We haven't got too many more to show, in all fairness. Like I say, I'm trying to keep these videos short, show less, and just treat, because the other one videos are being like an hour long at some point, like. And this is a 65 Plymouth Barracuda promo. Got all the bumpers, both tail lights are in there as well, which seem to be on, whether it's a kit one you've got or a promo. Yeah, tail lights seem to always be missing, so I was pretty happy to get this one. And I think this was, I've gone on about that lot I bought from Germany, and there was so many got damaged on the way over, just through complete lack of care and packing and putting in a fruit box with big holes so all of it spot-like, and half my parts falling in ocean on the way over here. But I did get some nice, and like I say, I've got some really nice stuff in that lot. This one included, this is a promo, and I think when I bought this one I had an unbuilt kit in the box, absolutely mint, or oh no, it wasn't mint, it was a really nice unbuilt kit, but somebody had started on it and painted the body, and I think potentially my friend Lee bought that one. I put it on eBay and sold that one because I knew I'd have this one, like, even though it's a promo version. I think it's a lot of people's favourites, is this, just because it was always a hard one to get, was this the 65. I know they got the 60. I think I haven't got a 66 now, but I think the only 66 I had was that funny car, which I'd only finished painting yesterday or day before, really, and that went in post this morning. So had I thought I was going to do this video, I probably would have done it yesterday to show that body, but because it did come out quite nicely. I paid that for a chap who bought one off eBay, like. So, but this is a really nice one, and I thought, it's got, I mean, chrome's not too bad, but it'll all get re-chromed anyway. Like I say, lights are there. And I'd probably just build this as a nice stock. But I've seen a few custom ones and they do look very, very nice customs. Maybe I won't build it stock, but for the time being, this one's definitely staying. Just because when you get ones like this, I've sold a lot of stuff. I think when I was selling stuff like the Monacos and like the 6.6 Monaco and things like that, I was still importing a lot from the States. It was still viable, financially viable to import stuff from the States, and it was always in the back of my mind. Well, I'll sell that, and then maybe I'll find another lot with one in, and then customs charges or went through roof and everything else like. But we do have we've got a 69 here. I've got some earlier ones like. I thought I'd show this one first. This is just a really nice, very, very clean build up of the MPC 69 Barracuda. And I've kept hold of this one just because I like to have one builder. Because I've 69 Barracudas, I do sell quite a lot of, or they're not that hard to find, like, but I think they're becoming a bit more popular nowadays. And but I didn't have a builder at the 69, and I'd be struggling to do anything. I think the guy who built this, he does a lot of clean work. I mean, just straightforward clean work. Changed a few parts up, and but yeah, I think I had a really ropey one, and I'd sold that on eBay because I did see, like I say, the interest level went up, and I could have sold this one for a bit more, but I wanted to keep hold of it for some reason. There's something about that little build up that I kind of like. And we do have what else do we have? I mean, we got I'll show you, like I say. And I think what have we got? I think I've got an original issue. Yeah, we'll look at. So I've got an original issue. I mean, this is I think this is another one which has just started. I think somebody's just started on it a little bit, and it didn't warrant anything being stripped. It's quite, it's got the interior painted and another bits and pieces, the engine block painted, but I'm going to start faffing about trying to strip all that. And to be quite honest with you, you don't make interiors look any better when you're stripping them. They just look ropey as hell. So I've kept that. That's a nice little builder. But yeah, that's the original box art, and same box art that round 2 was recently bought out. I think the only difference really in the box arts was the fact that the original still retained the 6-cylinder engine on the side there, whereas the new one doesn't, or for some reason that disappeared out the tooling, or it might not have done. I mean, I don't think it's included. I mean, I ain't gonna go into looking. I really don't think it's been in any of the kit in these issues for a long time. Like, but yeah, I can't see 2 engine blocks in there. So I think they're like I thought. I think that the 6-cylinder disappeared. So yeah, I think that's really the only differences I could see in the box arts. I think everything else, I mean, round 2 does such a great job on these newer box arts, and the quality of the boxes. I can't say enough about round. I mean, I know people whinging about round 2 quality and all, and it just really drains the life out of me when I see any of them posts online. It's just like all they're doing is they just want a reaction and a load of other people, like-minded whingy people, to join in and all that carry on. But yeah, I've got them 2 issues, got the original and the round 2 release. But funnily enough, my favourite box art for 69 was this one, and this is because these were the sort of things which was around when I was a kid. And my brother had this issue, and And like I've always said it, in the days of no internet, you got them while you could, while they're actually, for the few shops we had over here in the UK, especially in York, which wasn't many, you got them while you could, or you'd just never see them again. And a kit like this would become like a unicorn for years when you're searching for, because I was looking for one of these for years and years, because my brother had one, and I don't know what happened to that kit. I think it just got smashed up or something, but love the car in green to start off with. And like I say, it just does remind me of all these kits which from that period. And I'd keep this one over any other 69 I've got, to be quite honest with you, just for that fact. I just thought they were great. I mean, not great box arts. They just remind me of my childhood, simple as that. Like, and it was always kits I really wanted. So all the kits that came in these style boxes, I've kind of kept hold of, or for the ones I've got, and for the ones I'm interested in. But we do have a 68 now. This is a bagged kit, and there are differences obviously between the 68 and the 69. This body has been sprayed really heavily, and well, not really heavily, it's just really ropey around bits like that. Really thick paint, so this will be a good one to strip. I wouldn't mind stripping this one at some point, and I don't know if you want to see me stripping any more of these, or you've seen enough, but I think it's always interesting to see what different paints how different they are to get on, and how much. I mean, I think generally with that stuff I'm using, no matter what it is, your paint's going to come off within 20 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. It's only really stubborn ones which have had 6 layers of paint like that. That's resin conversion, that resin body that caused me problems. Like, but skate, that's still removed after an hour and a half of repeat brushing over with that stuff I use. But yeah, I'm not going to drag all this kit out, but this is this still retains. This has got the 6-cylinder in there as well, I think, somewhere. Not too sure. Yeah, it's in bag somewhere. But so I do have a 68 as well, another one which I'll keep hold of, and I think that's because last year. Oh no, I think it was earlier. Yeah, it was last year. I was thinking it. Well, it's been in the last 12 months anyway. In the last 12 months, I managed to get hold of the 67, and the 67 annual years. But probably my favourite year for annual box art. And it goes against everything I've said before, because I always say I never like box arts with no pictures on the ends. All the other box arts that AMT have done with all the other years, where they've just had writing on the sides to let you know what they are. Don't like them at all. I don't think they display well for me. I like to see pictures, but the 67 box art, box ends, I think the font they used, all the colours, I mean, it just screams 60s, doesn't it? I love the checkered sort of flag they had on the running round bottom, but this one is pretty much, I think this has the chassis started to be painted or something, from what I remember, yeah. And that's got an unpainted, the 68's got an unpainted chassis, but and I was thinking I'd maybe switch them over and make a really nice kit, because I think that's all that's been done on this one. But there are differences. There are differences between the 68 and the 69. I think the 68 had gone to, I think they've gone to the dual exhaust by that time. Oh no, they deleted the exhaust. That was it. So 67 they had moulded in single exhaust for your 6-cylinder. Even though it does come with a V8 as well, I think in 67, but by 68 they'd taken that away, like. But yeah, I mean, this one's a pretty, yeah, I think that and the engine block, the V8 engine, was the only thing. Oh, the 2 engine blocks, that was it. Chassis, 2 engine blocks painted, the 6-cylinder and the V8s. But yeah, I mean, really happy to get this one. I think my brother pointed it out to me on eBay, and it was at a shop which was less than. And like I say, I can see the charity shop from my house. Yeah, if I was that way inclined to be the kind of person who spat on floor, you know, I could probably spit it out and reach it, like. But you know, I ended up winning it on eBay. I don't think it ended that cheaply, about 50 odd quid, £51 I think it went for. But a really nice condition box is that one, and you know, I think with that one, the 68 I've had for many years. Yeah, that one, which I've kept for years, and the 69, of course, and yeah, and the 65 as well. You know, I think that pretty much concludes the collection. You know, if I ever find a 66, I'll get that one as well. Like, but again, I'd really like to do this like the box. I think this has got to be stock, hasn't it? And then all custom parts pretty much stayed the same throughout 67, 69. So yeah, if you wanted to build a custom, you'd just use a more common 69, wouldn't you? But yeah, I think with all Barracudas, I'd just like to do a stock version of each one, like. Hubcaps and things like that are different between years, so there will be something to differentiate between. But yeah, with that concluding the Barracuda collection, I think we'll conclude this video. Not got anything else. I didn't bring anything else to show. Losing my voice already. Glass of water will do that trick, and there you go. It's amazing, that stuff, water, isn't it? But yeah, with that, we'll have plenty more of these videos now. I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. I think we'll have to do an update on that small scale group build. I just find it difficult to do an update on it. One thing, because I haven't really done anything with it, and the second thing, they're just small scale, and an update is kind of having it done. So because we're not really throwing any nice parts on it, you know, we're just building them with the parts which came out of the box there. I'll fit something else in, like, I think my time's starting to be better managed now, and now I've made a few changes, a lot of changes in my life. But yeah, so we'll hopefully get something else out in the week for you. But hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I say, we're seeing a few more old kits. I'll take a couple of pictures of each, put them on the end. So if you want to stick around and see a few close-ups, I mean, they're not going to be sort of beauty shots or anything, you know, for eBay. So I'm not going to go into it that far, like. And to be honest, most of all these have already been pictured, and I might take a few more. I think I'll leave these out, repicture them, reimage them. You know, now we've got a bit of a better camera and what have you. But yeah, with that, whatever you're doing for the rest of the weekend, hope you have a good one, and we will see you in the next video. Okay, see you, bye.